Thank you very much for being here with us on Qnews, Dr. McCary. So how credible is this ceasefire agreement announced by the US President Donald Trump, which he, of course, has called full and immediate?
Good afternoon to you and your audiences. In fact, the Pakistan Foreign Minister has announced the ceasefire along with the Undersecretary of Foreign Minister of India today at 5 p.m. It is an immediate and comprehensive and full ceasefire regarding the land, air and navy forces. And now we are witnessing a diplomatic and political breakthrough made by U.S. Along with the two sides that was at the brink of a full confrontation between Pakistani and Indian armies, and will go into and might go into be nuclear confrontation along with the differences between Pakistan and India. So the Pakistan going to use the tactical nuclear confrontation. In fact, the American mediations have saved the two parts of nuclear society.
Okay, well, let me ask you about the United States involvement, because originally Donald Trump said that the United States was not going to get involved in the situation between India and Pakistan. So what role has the United States played in mediating this conflict, and how effective is its influence today?
The U.S. has a very delicate influence with respect to Indian-Pakistan relation. In 1999, there was a tension lasted for 3 months that featured by a military confrontation as the United States stopped this confrontation by President Clinton that to Nawaz Sharif that the Pakistani army have transferred the tactical nuclear weapons without the announcement of Nawaz Sharif that moved him to announce the ceasefire and the stop escalation to India. In 2019, in the first term of President Trump, and a similar confrontation took place, and President Donald Trump played a very important role. In fact, upon this crisis, the U.S. realized this crisis of 20th of April that India is about to strike militarily against Pakistan, and Washington knew very well that Pakistan is going to retaliate. Therefore, it seems that the United States waited for their announcement goals in order to peace within the two countries internationally, and then the U.S. intervened to prevent the two parties to indulge into nuclear power. So it is a political and diplomatic breakthrough that saved the world with a horrible war to take place, and its repercussions will be doubled the Ukrainian-Russian war.
Well, it's worth concentrating on that. What would be the potential regional and global consequences if this ceasefire fails?
We do not expect this agreement to be failed. It is expected that India announced many times, particularly after the execution of the Sundur, the military operation against Pakistan, announced that wasn't keen for more escalation, and the justices were prevailed by the terrorism attack. And Pakistan announced that it isn't care about escalation and wanted to solve the issues in diplomatic future. And following the operation, Pakistan has wished to constitute international committee of the incident of Paragon and in reaching the perpetrators to be held accountable. The two parties never wished to escalate the matters, but the popular pressures within India and Pakistan provoked the two sides for this military confrontation, but even though it was limited, but they were needed in reaching an understanding and to move down to the ground.